I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
This is Taylor Gray, voice of Ezra Bridger on Star Wars Rebels, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
Star Destroyers! Yeah! We can't! We're caught in a trap to me! He's pulling us in! I'll get some friends to make this a fair fight! Don't worry, I'll come back for you!
And you were not wise enough to resist the bait.
Grogu and I can feel each other's thoughts.
Grogu?
Yes, that's his name.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Coffee with Kenobi, your family-friendly, spoiler-free Star Wars podcast where intelligent conversation and a splash of humor bring fans together from across the galaxy. Whether you're a lifelong Jedi Master or just hopped off your first Star Cruiser, grab your calf and join us as we explore the mythology, philosophy, and wonder of a galaxy far, far away, one conversation at a time. Coffee with Kenobi is more than a podcast. It's a community. Together, we celebrate the people, stories, and experiences that make Star Wars so special, creating a space where fans can come together and share their voices. I'm your host, Dan Zare, educator and Star Wars author. Thank you to the official travel partner of CWK, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. Check out coffeewithkenobi.com/mousefantravel for a no-cost, no-obligation quote, and let them know Coffee with Kenobi and Dan Zare sent you. On today's show, I am going to catch you up with the latest news from San Diego Comic-Con. There are books, there are great images from upcoming projects, and of course, Star Wars action figures. So, pull up a chair, grab your favorite mug, and let's have Coffee with Kenobi.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
Oh, wait. This is interesting. You found something.
I'm about to let everyone in on the secret.
So it's been a while since I've done one of these where I just sit back and talk about the news. In fact, I think the last time I did it was after I took that 6-week break and then came back to the show. So let's go through some news, and you might be wondering, why aren't you covering the 9th episode of season 2 of Andor? I will. I just like taking my time with that, and there's just so much news to talk about. And since we haven't done CWK Live for a while, this seemed like a great opportunity. So back in the middle of July, well, it's not that far, but July 15th, Andor was nominated for 14 Emmys, which is great. Tony Gilroy was quoted on StarWars.com about how he was so proud. He says, quote, "This is substantial work and a substantial amount of people's lives went into this, and I really view all these awards as community property on the show," which is awesome. So let's look at the full nominations. It got nominated for Outstanding Drama Series, which I think is a must. It was nominated for Outstanding Production Design for a narrative period or fantasy program. And the episode they put out was Who Are You? For Outstanding Cinematography for a series, it was Andor Harvest. For Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes, also Harvest. For Outstanding Directing and for a Drama Series, that was the episode of Who Are You? That also was nominated for Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series. Who Are You was also nominated for Outstanding Music Composition for a series, as was it nominated for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. For Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series, that was Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, naturally in I Have Friends Everywhere. For Outstanding Character Voiceover Performance, it was Alan Tudyk as K2SO in Who Else Knows. For Outstanding Sound Editing for a Comedy or Drama, and/or Who Are You? And that was also nominated for Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, and then was also the entire series was nominated for Outstanding Special Visual Effects. For outstanding writing, it was Andor: Welcome to the Rebellion. I don't normally comment on things like this, but I think it's fair to mention that I think Diego Luna and Genevieve O'Reilly should have been nominated for acting performance. I think they were outstanding, particularly Genevieve O'Reilly. I know a lot of people have talked about that already, but to me, they're absolutely incredible and essential to helping create an atmosphere where the audience cares so much about these characters. They add a level of verisimilitude that I don't think exists in other Star Wars projects because of the seriousness, because of the severe cost of Andor and how reminiscent it is of moments in world history. I really think that's unfortunate, and I don't know anything about what goes into nominating individuals for these Emmys. I would like to think that all of the people who voted on this have seen all the episodes and understand the incredible power and drama that goes into Andor. And of course, I'm biased, but I had to say, look, they both deserved to be nominated. I think that the Emmy voters really missed out on one of the best pieces of acting and storytelling in television. The past 10 years of any episode, any series, any genre. And it's a bummer. And I hope that the creatives, especially Genevieve and Diego and Tony Gilroy, understand how much we as fans think they are tremendous and deserve to not only be nominated, but to win. All right, now let's look at the actual Lucasfilm display at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, I haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con in years. I had a great time when I went. It's just been a while. It's just a tricky week for me, but I've certainly been monitoring it, and our own Liberty Timmons was there, so it's been fun looking at her stuff that she's posted in our Facebook group, the CWK Cafe. All right, it's all focused on animation. There's a new drawing, which I'll talk about in a second. Let's just kind of go in order. One of the things they have is a display of Iman Esfandi as, of course, Ezra Bridger in the live-action Ahsoka. It shows him smiling. He's got the scar on his face. He looks like he's in some sort of New Republic starship. And he's wearing this striking blue jacket with Rebel patches on it. Very, very cool stuff. That's the first time we've seen any images from Season 2, which is great. He's, of course, Spectre 6. There's also a lot of production items in the pavilion. You have clay maquettes of Jedi Council members from Clone Wars, the Ghost Crew from Star Wars Rebels. That's certainly where I would have been hanging out to look at that. Some great images of the Colossus and other ship models from Star Wars Resistance. There's a neat display of all the Tales things, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld, Tales of the Jedi. There is the Blade of Talzin prop wielded by Morgan Elsbeth, who is played by Diana Lee Inosanto from Ahsoka Season 1. There's some cool stuff. There's a message from Dave Filoni there. And you can go to StarWars.com and look at the close-ups. They've got a cast and crew jacket from the Bad Batch, which I actually saw Matt Martin wearing at Disneyland recently. There's a really cool Cad Bane display from the Book of Boba Fett. It's got the actor who wore the hat and the mask of Cad Bane, as well as the blasters themselves. There's a nice little maquette of the Colossus. There's a really cool, I'm assuming it's a maquette, but they probably use it for the animation itself, of the T-85 X-Wing Starfighter. There's a Bo-Katan display live action of her blasters and her helmet. They've got the lightsaber prop from Ahsoka that Hayden Christensen wears, that he wields. Well, he wears it sometimes. This, as I said, the Star Wars Rebels one is cool. It's got Ezra and Chopper, Ahsoka. It's got a number of the characters. It's got Vader. It's got Count Dooku. It's got Palpatine. Those, of course, are from Clone Wars. But the maquettes are great, and that's what they use as inspiration for the animation itself. Some really nice ones of Adi Gala, Operansis, and other characters from the Clone Wars. And then probably my guess is the showpiece is the Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord wall display. There's a really striking image of Maul standing with his double-bladed lightsaber in his right hand, and he's got this like glowing, it's like a red fire rainbow. It's probably a terrible description, but I'm sure you've seen the images of it. Looks really, really cool. I can't wait to hear more about that series. Who knows when we'll see a trailer or anything like that, but if you're going to get more animated Maul, which I think he's at its best, he is his best in animation, that's going to be a blast. And hard to believe, it's been 20 years of Lucasfilm animation, and it looks like the display at San Diego Comic-Con by Lucasfilm really presents that in a wonderful, spectacular way. All right, and then we have the Lucasfilm Publishing panel, always a highlight. Mike Seglain was there. He hosted the panel with Tessa Gratton, Sue Lee, George Mann, Ian McCaig, Kevin Scott, Charles Soule, and Harvey Tolabato. 10 highlights from the panel. These are all from StarWars.com. The finale of High Republic Phase 3 is coming soon. This is a comic written by Kevin Scott. It comes out on July 30th. Yes, the novel's wrapped up as far as Phase 3, but there's still a little bit more to cover, and Kevin's going to take care of that. Plus, there's a neat thing. The Nameless are showing them completely what they look like. There's a preview of that from The Art of Star Wars, The High Republic, Volume 2 by Kristen Baver. That comes out on August 19th. There's some more High Republic for the youngsters, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, the training sessions written by Daniel Scheidt, Scheidt. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Daniel Jose Older. That's going to be fun. That comes out December 9th, 2025. We also got a look at the inside of the book, The Art of the Acolyte, also written by Kristen Baver. Does she ever take a break? I'm telling you. Every Halloween, what we have to look forward to is Star Wars horror comics, and Kevin is such a great component of that. He is writing Star Wars Tales from the Nightlands. It's also going to introduce us to the Nightlander, a Star Wars boogeyman designed by Ian McCaig, the legendary concept artist. That comes out on September 5th. More comics, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, Grievous from Michael Morisi. That is a Dark Horse comic. It's about Grievous stalking a Jedi Knight on the jungle planet of Katou. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. Also, George Mann is writing Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror with Jedi Master Kit Fisto. That comes out on July 30th. And by the way, the Mike Morisi General Grievous comes out early 2026. No specific date for that. That, by the way, is an 88-page graphic novel. Finally, I've been wanting this for a while. I just knew there had to be something because this is The Mandalorian. Pablo is going to write Star Wars The Mandalorian, the visual guide. That sounds amazing. We don't have a date for that, but it does say, it comes out next May, just in time for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Plus, we've got a cute little book, You're My Little Grogu, from author Grace Bernowski. That is coming out April 2026. Clone Force 99 is going to come out in Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Rogue Agents. That comes out December 2025. 3 great covers, a couple of variant covers on StarWars.com. Speaking of comics, we've got some covers for Dr. Aphra, Legacy of Vader, Jedi Knights, and the Star Wars flagship series, as well as a look inside Star Wars Boba Fett, black, white, and red. Some really striking images. The one of Kylo Ren inside what looks like Vader's chamber that he sits inside in the Star Destroyer is pretty striking. And then we got news of a new novel, Low Red Moon, a Star Wars Outlaws prequel novel coming out February 3rd. This is written by Mike Chen. It's great to have Mike writing another adult novel. There's no final cover yet, but there's a great little image. Looks pretty cool. It's got Indy 5 and Jalen Vrax on it. Says they're descending into the galaxy's underworld in this essential Star Wars read. So as usual, lots of great Star Wars literature to look forward to.
Han Solo, Rebel Soldier, Lando Calrissian, and Bespin Guard, each sold separately. From Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection, new from Kenner.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say,
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
Now we talk about, I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but action figures have always been my Star Wars love language from the beginning. Hasbro continues, and I posted a lot of these on coffeewithkenobi.com. There's so many things. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting above Mustafar. Of course, it's from Revenge of the Sith, but it comes with a platform. It's got a replica of the lava beneath and one of the droids floating. It's amazing. And when you look at the professional pictures they have both on coffeewithkenobi.com and you can find them on the internet, they're just incredible. And I'm pretty sure that there's any extras. They might have some on HasbroPulse.com, but we'll have to keep our fingers crossed for that one. We're also treated to a fall convention exclusive. This is Mace Windu and Darth Sidious fighting from Revenge of the Sith. The sculpts of their faces are unbelievably cool. Comes with all kinds of accessories like the lightning, the capes are cloth. They're gorgeous. These are also Black Series. If you're a fan of this scene or these characters or this movie, and I'm sure most of you are, who could not be a fan of Revenge of the Sith, honestly? They are just striking and incredibly cool. Let's get to my favorite, and of course I'm showing my original trilogy bias. This is Luke and Vader fighting in The Empire Strikes Back. It comes with the scaffolding. It comes with some flashes of plastic that you can attach to both lightsabers to emulate the explosive crash that you see on the screen. But Luke's pants are torn. He's got the bruise on his eye. Vader's cape can flow around. This thing is so cool. Then Black Series, we've got a set of Rex and Anakin together. You've got Jango Fett, and you've got Asajj Ventress with her bounty hunter helmet from Clone Wars, which is really neat. One that a lot of people are going to like is the Acolytes, the Stranger Chimere Black Series, including the biceps, and it's very, very cool looking. Really, really nice. Let's talk vintage collection. We've got the 3 3/4 inch, my favorite. You've got Han and Chewbacca from A New Hope. There's this amazing 3-pack of the Jedi Spirits, Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the end of Return of the Jedi. Here's something really neat that I'm really glad they did. You've got, for Anakin as a Jedi Spirit, you've got Hayden Christensen, and they also have Sebastian Shaw, an interchangeable head sculpt that you can move. I really like this. It's a great homage to the original trilogy before the special edition. So you can have either one. Really, really nice. Also from the vintage collection, we've got the Imperial Shock Trooper, which is in red. It's got the distinctive red markings, the blaster accessories. I'm going to insert a drum roll sound effect here. The new HasLab. It's the Vintage Collection LAATI Republic gunship. That stands for Low Altitude Assault Transport Infantry. This is a fan favorite from Star Wars The Clone Wars and the Bad Batch comic books video games. When you see it, you're going to love it. The HasLabs are amazing for Star Wars especially. You can back the gunship between July 25th through September 8th. They're hoping for a fall 2026 release. There are unlocked tiers you can get, which are Coleman Trevor, Saiz Teen, and Agent Kolar. You got to look. You got to look on Hasbro Pulse. I posted some images on coffeewithkenobi.com. Of course, it's a HasLab, so it's going to be expensive. At the time of this recording, they have 1,520 backers. They need 8,000, and it's going to cost you $449.99. So yeah, it's expensive. Of course, it's expensive, but it's really stunning. Am I going to back this? I don't know. I wouldn't say this is my favorite ship of Star Wars. If they had a large Millennium Falcon, that would probably be enough to pull me in. I did back the Ghost. I don't know. It's so hard. I'm sure a lot of people are. I'm hoping that someone in my area, looking at you, Andrew Harrison, will back this thing. It's really great. Coleman Trevor is at 10,000 backers. Saiz Teen is at 12,000. And Agent Kolar is at 14,000. It's a movie accurate design. Let me see if I can find some specs for you. 28.74 inches long, 10.61 inches high, and 30.91 wide. It's a stunner. I mean, it really is. It's got so many features. You can't even imagine how cool it is. You just got to look. HasbroPulse.com. You'll see the place to back this thing or just drool over the images. There are certainly plenty to enjoy.
Listening to Coffee with Kenobi, you are, with Dan Z, the podcast you're looking for. This is...
One more there is this nice Cantina set that comes with some of the Vintage Collection action figures, including a blue Snaggletooth, which is pretty awesome. You also have a vintage collection Darth Vader TIE Fighter complete with Vader. I put my favorite images on coffeewithkenobi.com for that post. It is very, very cool. That is quite tempting, I've got to say. So be sure to check those out. And there are so many more you can enjoy on StarWars.com. So there you have it. There you go, friends. Our journey through the galaxy for today has come to a close. Thank you so much for joining me here at Coffee with Kenobi. I'm truly grateful you chose to spend part of your day with me. For all things Star Wars news, reviews, videos, and more, head to our home base, coffeewithkenobi.com. And of course, I can't let the show go by without thanking the official travel partner of Coffee with Kenobi, MEI Travel and Mouse Van Travel. Looking to plan your next magical vacation to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or even a Disney cruise? Want to explore Galaxy's Edge or attend Star Wars Celebration? Becky Mankin and her team will get you there with a no-cost, no-obligation quote and the kind of peace of mind we all appreciate. Learn more at coffeewithkenobi.com/mousefantravel. Thanks again for joining me here on Coffee with Kenobi, where fans come together to think, learn, and discuss the galaxy we all love. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with your fellow Star Wars friends. You can find us on social media or visit coffeewithkenobi.com for articles, merch, and more ways to connect. Until next time, I'm Dan Zayer, and this is the podcast you're looking for.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.